Hey everyone, welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Oma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. You ever have one of those nights where it feels like the whole world just explodes? That's exactly what went down in LA tonight. Will swears he never slept with Luna, but now she's standing in Bill's living room, rubbing her belly, claiming she's carrying his child. Electra storms in, ready to tear her apart, while Katie and Bill demand a paternity test. Meanwhile, across town, Deacon finds out Sheila's been hiding the truth from him, that her granddaughter not only spiked Will's drinks, but might have destroyed his whole future. He explodes, and for the first time, Sheila's left in tears. And if that wasn't enough, Taylor's blindsided by two unexpected visitors, Brooke with her fake sympathy, and Deacon, confessing that Sheila scares him more than anyone ever has. Trust me, this is one night you don't want to miss. Deacon's rage leaves Sheila in tears, and Electra confronts a triumphant Luna. I don't even know where to begin. Some days in Los Angeles feel like a whirlwind, like the ground shifts beneath your feet and nothing makes sense anymore. That's what today felt like. I can still hear the slam of doors, the echo of voices raised too high, the tears that fell so fast they barely had time to dry before more came. It started at the Forrester guest house. I'd been sitting with Will, trying to piece together everything he told me about that night. Every detail, every moment, every blurred line of what he remembered, or rather, what he didn't. My heart sank as he told me how Luna claimed to be carrying his child. At first, I just stared at him, unable to breathe. Then I snapped. "Will," I whispered, my voice breaking, "are you telling me you actually believe her?" He shook his head so hard, almost desperately. "No, Electra. I swear to you, I'd never sleep with her. Not willingly. You have to believe me." Of course, I wanted to believe him. I did. But how do you reconcile the man you love swearing his innocence while the evidence, the cold, unyielding facts, point another way? My chest tightened as I remembered Luna's smug little smile, the way she always carried herself like she was untouchable. "She's at your dad's house right now?" I asked. Will's eyes dropped, shame clouding his face. He nodded. Something inside me snapped. "Let's go." My voice didn't tremble that time. It cut like steel. I couldn't sit there and let her twist this story any further. By the time we arrived at Bill's place, the air already felt heavy with tension. Bill and Katie were there, doing their best to hold their ground against Luna. She sat on the couch like she owned it, that infuriating smirk plastered on her face. "Why would I want to leave the family home?" she asked sweetly, tilting her head like a child mocking her parents. Bill grunted, his arms folded across his chest. "Don't get comfortable. We'll be getting a paternity test." "Oh, please," she scoffed, her hand brushing protectively across her belly. "This is Will's baby. And deep down, you all know it. Don't you want your grandchild to feel embraced by this family?" I could see Katie's lips tighten, the tears brimming in her eyes. Bill wasn't buying into her little guilt trip, but she knew exactly where to stab the knife, in that space where family and love blur into obligation. The shouting back and forth went on until I couldn't hold back anymore. I stormed in, Will right behind me. "Luna," I said, my voice sharp enough to cut glass, "you should have left when you had the chance. You could have had a good life somewhere far from here. But instead you stayed, and you tried to ruin ours." Her smirk faltered for just a second, and in that flicker, I saw the monster behind the mask. "You'll regret this," she hissed, her fingers still circling her belly like she was holding some kind of trophy. I stepped closer, my fists clenched. "No, Luna. You'll regret not leaving Los Angeles when you had the chance. I promise you that." Meanwhile, across town at Il Giardino, another storm was breaking loose. Deacon's voice was like thunder as it rolled across the quiet restaurant. "You knew." His chest heaved as he stared at Sheila, his wife, the woman he thought he could trust. You knew Luna was alive this whole time, and you didn't tell me? Sheila's lips trembled. She tried to reach for him, but he stepped back. I wanted to protect her. She's my granddaughter. What was I supposed to do? Deacon's fists slammed against the table so hard the silverware rattled. Protect her? She lied. She played us all. And you, his voice cracked with fury, you lied to me every single day by keeping this quiet. What else aren't you telling me, Sheila? Her eyes welled with tears as she whispered, She's pregnant, Deacon. With Will Spencer's baby. For a moment, silence. The words hung in the air like smoke, thick and suffocating. Deacon's eyes widened, his jaw unhinging in disbelief. You've got to be kidding me, he muttered. Will. Electra's Will. When Sheila hesitated, he pressed harder. How the hell did this happen? He's crazy about Electra. And that's when she admitted it. Luna had been there in disguise at Will's party, slipping him drink after drink, spiking his alcohol until his memories blurred into nothing. Deacon's face went red, then purple. His voice roared. The bottle. The damn bottle behind the bar. I knew something was off. He pointed at Sheila with a rage I'd never seen before. Do you understand what you're saying? She came into my place, my livelihood, and used it as her hunting ground. She killed Hollis, she killed Tom, and now she targeted Will. And you, he choked on his words. You knew about this, Sheila. You knew. Sheila sobbed, clutching at him. I mourned her the same way you mourned Hollis and Tom. She's my granddaughter. Deacon grabbed 2 framed photos from the bar, Hollis and Tom, smiling faces forever frozen in time. His voice broke. I miss them every day. Every damn day. And you stand here defending her. His hand shook as he jabbed a finger at Sheila. That bitch belongs in prison. Sheila tried to explain, but Deacon wasn't listening anymore. His chest heaved, his voice thundered. Help her. Help her to what? To trap Will Spencer? To destroy another family? Haven't you learned a damn thing? Tears streaked Sheila's face as she whispered. No, Deacon. I thought I could save her. But his eyes were wild, broken. Save her? You can't even save yourself. You scare the hell out of me, Sheila. And with that, he stormed out, leaving Sheila trembling, shattered, alone in the ruins of her lies. At the same time, across the city, Taylor Hayes sat in her office. The walls were lined with degrees and awards, proof of her brilliance, her resilience, but even a world-renowned psychiatrist can't always heal her own wounds. When Brooke appeared at her door, Taylor's jaw tightened. What do you want, Brooke? Brooke stepped inside, her tone falsely sweet. I just came to see how you're doing. Ridge hated hurting you, you know. Taylor scoffed. I don't need you to tell me how Ridge felt. I lived it. But Brooke pressed on, like she always does. It was painful, I know. But you still have so much to be happy about. Taylor sighed, her shoulders sagging. I do. I really do. But that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. Brooke smiled softly. Well, I'm glad to hear you'll be all right. I just know fate has a whole new life waiting for you. Taylor forced a polite smile, but her eyes told a different story. She wanted Brooke gone. She wanted space. When Brooke finally left, Taylor let the silence settle again. But it didn't last. There was a knock. And then Deacon walked in, his face pale, his eyes haunted. I didn't know where else to go, he said, collapsing into the chair across from her. I think I'm losing my mind. Taylor leaned forward, cautious. Deacon, maybe you should talk to someone else. No, he cut her off. You're the only one who gets it. Sheila. Luna. It's all spiraling. His voice dropped to a whisper. Luna. Crazy Luna. Back at Bill's place, the storm had reached its peak. Electra's voice shook, but her resolve was clear. There is no you and Will, Luna. There never was. But Luna only smirked. Oh, but there was. The night of his party. Will's face fell, guilt written across it. I thought you were Electra. Katie gasped, covering her mouth, tears streaming. Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. Bill's face turned stone cold as he glared at Luna. My son doesn't want you. He never wanted you. But Luna only leaned back, triumphant, one hand stroking her belly. Well, he might not want me, but he can't deny this. I'm having his baby. For a second, I prayed it was a lie. That she was bluffing, like always. But Bill's voice shattered that fragile hope. It's real, he said quietly. Katie nodded, her face ashen. The test confirmed it. Luna's smile grew wider, smug and victorious. See, I wouldn't lie about something as beautiful as carrying Will's child. Her hand pressed against her belly again, almost like she was massaging it, and the look on her face made my stomach turn. As I stood there, frozen, I felt something dark rise inside me. My love for Will, my rage at Luna, my fear of what this meant for us, it all collided into something dangerous. And as Luna's eyes met mine, mocking, daring me to fight, I realized this war was only just beginning. I wish I could tell you I kept calm in that moment. That I rose above Luna's smugness, above her hand circling her stomach like some victory prize. But the truth? My blood boiled. My hands shook. My chest felt like it was on fire. It wasn't just about Will anymore. It wasn't even about me. It was about the sheer audacity of her, walking into this house, into our lives, like she belonged here. Acting like she'd won some kind of twisted game. Do you even hear yourself? I spat, my voice trembling with rage. You're proud of this? You drugged him. You tricked him. And now you sit here like you're some kind of queen. Her eyes glittered with malice, but her lips curled into a smile. I didn't force him. He wanted me. You just can't handle the truth, Electra. I lunged forward, but Bill's strong arm shot out, holding me back. His voice was firm, low, commanding. Don't give her the satisfaction, Electra. Luna's grin widened. She thrived on chaos, like a vulture circling a carcass. Oh, let her try, she mocked. She's already lost. Everyone sees it. Even Will. I turned to Will then, and the pain in his eyes nearly broke me. He looked torn apart, like a man caught in quicksand with no way out. Electra, he whispered, his voice raw. I swear to you I never. I know. I cut him off, my voice softer now. I know you didn't choose this. But knowing didn't make it hurt less. Katie stepped in, her voice trembling. Luna, this isn't right. You can't keep pushing this family like this. If you really cared about that baby, you'd stop trying to use it as a weapon. Luna's face hardened, her tone icy. I'm not using anything. I'm just making sure my child grows up knowing where they belong. With their father. With the Spencers. Bill's jaw tightened. Don't you dare twist this. That child, if it's Will's, will not grow up in your twisted shadow. I'll see to it myself. The room fell silent then. Even Luna blinked, her smirk faltering just for a second. Bill Spencer wasn't bluffing, and we all knew it. Later that night, I couldn't sleep. I sat at the edge of the guesthouse bed, staring at the moonlight spilling across the floor. Will paced behind me, his bare feet soft against the carpet, his hands running through his hair over and over like he could tear out the guilt if he just pulled hard enough. I feel like I'm losing you, he whispered finally, his voice cracking. My heart twisted. I turned, meeting his eyes. You're not losing me, Will. But you have to understand, this isn't just about us anymore. She's carrying something that ties you to her, whether we like it or not. He sank to his knees in front of me, his hands gripping mine desperately. Don't let her take you away from me. Please. Electra, you're the only thing that makes sense in all this. Without you His voice broke, his forehead dropping against my knees. I stroked his hair, my tears falling into it. I'm not leaving. But Will, We have to be ready. Luna isn't going to stop. She'll twist every moment, every weakness. And if we're not united, she'll win. His arms wrapped around me so tight it hurt, but I didn't pull away. In that moment, we needed each other more than air. Meanwhile, I later found out what had unfolded with Deacon that same night. He had stormed out of Il Giardino, Sheila's sobs echoing behind him, but his rage didn't settle. It followed him, gnawed at him, until he found himself driving aimlessly through the dark streets of LA. When he finally stopped, it was outside Taylor Hayes' office. He barely knew why he was there, except that he needed someone who understood brokenness. Taylor looked at him with weary caution as he collapsed into her chair. His eyes were bloodshot, his voice hoarse. "I think I'm losing my mind," he confessed. She leaned forward, her tone steady, professional. "Deacon, tell me what's going on." He laughed bitterly, but there was no humor in it. "Luna. That crazy granddaughter of Sheila's. She's alive. And she's pregnant with Will Spencer's kid." Taylor blinked, stunned. "What? That's impossible." "That's what I thought," he barked. His voice cracked, pain bleeding through the anger. "But Sheila knew. She knew and she hid it from me. Do you know what that does to a man? To realize the woman you trust, your wife, has been lying to you every single day." Taylor's expression softened, but she stayed quiet, letting him unravel. Deacon's hands shook as he ran them through his hair. "I've tried so hard, Taylor. Tried to be better, to leave behind the man I used to be. But Sheila drags me back every time. And now Luna, she's worse than Sheila ever was. And Sheila wants to protect her. Can you believe that? Protect her." His voice dropped to a whisper. "She scares me, Taylor. Sheila. My own wife scares me." Taylor hesitated, then said gently, "You need to think carefully about what that means for your future, Deacon. If she scares you, if you can't trust her, then maybe it's time to step away. For your own safety." His eyes filled with tears he wouldn't let fall. "I don't know if I can. But I don't know if I can survive this either."